Hello ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome back to Ogre Battle 64. Time to go to Sable Lowlands, as I've been hyping up for quite a while. Scene 14, City of the Past. Lots of things to keep track of in this scene, by the way, whether you will play this scene first or second. So, hope you're paying attention. I don't want to fight the Nerdamies. What should I do? Is battle with them really inevitable? I'm certain they aren't willing to fight us either. Fortunately, they are forced to fight. It'd be very difficult to avoid this confrontation. The Bolmukins have lived here since the old days. I hope the liberation of this area affects the situation positively. Remember, we're doing this to try and help the grapplers and Bolmukins to get a better foothold on getting away from the Lotus Empire. For this operation, we will gather in the town of Timil, to the east. The old castle of Krotal is a day's march west. Our objective is to capture it. Our scouts report that the enemy sent messengers requesting reinforcements. We've been unable to track the messengers. If we catch one of them and intercept the message, we will gain a significant advantage. This will be shown by a specific unit that will try and aim for running out of the map. If we can catch it before he does so, then we will prevent many powerful units from spawning. I would recommend you do so, because they, like I said, powerful units. Nothing can be accomplished by just discussion. We must do our best, right? Of course, gotta do our best with everything. Otherwise, what's the point? Alright, lots of things to go over before we actually start. And let's get going. Mission start. First, in my notes, I'm looking at... I need to find where all the cities are first. Kuva, Shichijunaru, Katotas, Prigley, Baimuk, and Quills. That's unusual. Huh. There's a note in my thing about a Liddell. Oh, that must be a character. Never mind, ignore that for now. Anyway, so our first towns that we need to reach are going to be Shichimaru, which is very chaotic, and Quills, which is somewhat chaotic. So that means the first things we're going to send out are Sophia's unit, that away, and we're going to send Kojiro's unit up. I believe this is chaotic. No, Kuva is not chaotic, so Kojiro will not be going there, but he will be going over, and I believe this is where the messenger will appear, somewhere up north. And after that, Wind will be going south. Let's have all of them head out. Alright, now let's get everybody else into the party. Bolt, you and Vega will head south. Whereas Leia and Troy will head west. And as you might notice from Troy's unit, that is where I put Aisha. I simply took out one of his archers. So yes, he has even less physical attack. Oh, I should go out too. He has even less attack power than before. Ah, there it is. I'm pretty sure this is the messenger unit. So I'm going to do my absolute best to start sending to catch him. So Kojiro. Oh, come on. You can see him by now. Surely. Nope, nope, nope. It was that one that I just saw moving. Maverick. Yep, that's definitely him. Head on out, Kojiro. In the meantime, we've got ourselves Brendel. completely chaotic unit. Good. I'm gonna send myself that direction then. And then Hogan, a completely lawful unit. So that will be Morris's job. Yeah, the only way you're gonna catch that ninja is if you have... Oh, wasn't paying attention. Aaron the Witch. Ugh. Okay, so this is going to lean towards lawful, but only for by virtue of the Valkyrie, so otherwise any group can take this on. And a good early set of hits, so we should be solid. I need to double check what units I'm going to be facing at the 2 towns that I'm going to be attempting to liberate. Oh no! Poisoned by weakest attack power unit. Character in the unit, I mean. Ugh, Bolt taking a beating from those grapplers. Return some of it, why don't you? Minor damage, not very good, but that should help. Alright, and I found out why Bolt keeps jerking me around with his alignment. That's because he's at max lawful, or at least very, very close to it. So, oh, Carrie, that is a Diana. An upgraded archer surrounded by grapplers, so a completely neutral party. That's odd. Where's Wind? Why aren't you leading the charge, Wind? Bolt must be just very fast. See, he's running from us. Huh. Alright, found an Armit. And Kojiro's gonna take on Maverick. Hopefully pushing him towards the edge of the map doesn't make him make him automatically spawn the enemy. Oh, 2 critical hits right off the bat. Can't ask for much better than that from this team. And look at all this dodge. This is amazing. What a powerful unit we have here. And dead. Alright, good. Not a massive amount of experience for killing 2 people, but that's the way it is sometimes. Looks like he has to head to a specific part of the map, and thankfully we've cut him off from it. So we should be able to prevent that from happening. As I was saying earlier, if you don't have the figurine of Sleipnir, you're probably going to need a flying unit to be able to have any hope of catching that unit. So if you don't have a flying unit by now, then you might consider doing the birthday stuff to get a figurine of Sleipnir. Don't poison cloud my main damage dealers, you jerk. Slice and dice. Oh, and you might notice I went ahead and gave Dio the actual set of equipment that we got from the birthday, the sword and the armor. I just figured it made sense. I was being ridiculous by splitting them up, even if I didn't have actual evidence that they actually do combine to create something special. You're healing a lot. And I can't see your health bars again for some reason. Oh, that's because I didn't... There's a button you have to press for that. That would make a lot more sense. Oh, I don't know their health, because I haven't fought them yet. Alright, Kojiro's got another attack in. Unfortunately, with this group, it doesn't matter what side you attack them from, they're going to be as optimal as they can always be. The upside is that it's not a very optimal setup regardless. But we've got to kill that leader. And that's the goal of their formation, is to protect the leader, to give them enough time to run away. Too bad I've got Cerberus Eye that have a taste for ninja. Yum yum. Alright, so that is going to be the messenger team, completely wiped out at this point. And Wind's doing work down bottom. Their leader is completely exposed, so hopefully the grapplers won't deal too much damage. If they keep going after Dio, I should be fine. He has just the sheer amount of defense from wearing heavy armor. He should be okay. Ionosphere! And dead in 1 round. Very cool. And that's all of their attacks. So we should be solid. Anastasia! Boom. Asleep. Wrong alignment, but whatever. Not gonna complain too much. Wind has to keep leading the charge because he has to liberate that town. Oh, looks like the units I want to fight are fighting the units I want them to fight. So cool. Go straight for that Ninja Master with a beautiful crit and dead before he can even get the single attack off. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. That and they're leaving their leader extremely exposed, and the leader is the easiest thing to focus down with any strategy that you implement for your team. That would be silly. I'd rather take all the credit. And Fireball! And that should be all your attacks. Good. That went beautifully. Now, Morris's unit should get the Paladin to push back. All Voltans and a Paladin. So this is technically a fully upgraded unit, but like I said, Voltans and them and the Raven people in general just aren't as powerful as other units, as other characters. Nice guards. Getting a guard from against a Paladin's attack, that's damn useful right there. Fireball! And Acid Vapor. I think they get one more attack? Yep. And they get their wind shots. Be careful because I think they can combine wind shots. It's entirely possible they can't because it's a specific type of attack. It's not considered like a school of magic. So they might not be able to, but be careful. And a Valiant Mantle! Alright, our first one of the game. So we got that one. I think I know which one that is on my list, but I'm going to be careful. And like the advice I gave in the last scene, make sure you finish off every unit, because some of them drop Valiant Mantles. And you want those really badly. Mirror of Soul. Alright, so I should be chasing down that Ninja Master unit. Quills has been liberated. Excellent. Vega, you should go chase. Bolt, you go ahead and rest up. Wind is going to need some time to rest up as well. What's inside? It's been 10 years since Lotus pushed their religion on us. In order for Lotus to invade Zenobia, Nerdum was destroyed and Palatinus was conquered. What a cruel world. And Lotus is more than a little aggressive, let's say. Alright, trying to get a feel for exactly what my next plan of attack is going to be. Well, looks like this unit's coming out to meet us. Completely chaotic unit, so I don't want Sophia to engage, but we're too close to the town to do too much shuffling. So I'm going to go ahead and have her engage, but she's not going to finish off the unit, somebody else is. That said, yeah, her unit's fresh enough to handle it. As long as we get a victory, I should be solid. Nice. That's Viva. Though I'm probably going to kill that sorceress to the right. Morris is not to be underestimated, let's say. Thunder Flare. Owie. That's some power. That's that sorceress down. And they still have one more big attack that I have to survive. Which I will, I just, ow. And that's a victory. Good. Hopefully we've hurt them enough that they want to go to a stronghold, and that means they'll back off when I get close. If not, I'm just going to have Leia start chasing. I'm going to have Kodro go here. Cloud. This might be a unit one of the units that has the Valiant Mantle. My notes say a Voltan-led unit has it, and this one is led by a Raven. So yeah, probably this one. Lawful unit there. Need a chaotic unit there. Good. I should intercept. Chishidori has been liberated. Yep, I intercept Duke, which is good. I'll push him away and Leia can finish him off. After this, I'll go to the southeast and start moving them on ahead, after they've cleaned up the enemies. I think the only difference in this mission, if you do it first or second, is the messengers. I think those only exist if you do it second, but I'm not entirely sure on that point. I'll need to double check my notes at some point, which will be after this video, so that happens. Pretty much finished off that unit though, unfortunately. Didn't mean to. I guess I'm just a little too strong for my own good. Which means Leia is going to have an easy job of it, at least. Actually... Alright, in the north, I'm going to stop pursuing that Ninja Master unit, have Troy do it, and then I'm going to have Troy liberate that town up there. You might notice I tend to give Troy a lot of the shit jobs. That's sort of by design, in a way. His team has a very specific strategy that works for them. Good guard, good guard. And that strategy is sort of niche. It's a tanky strategy, which is incredibly useful for the boss of every area, usually. Because that's usually the strongest unit in the field that they can manage. And whittling down the enemy is more important than getting a kill right away. Bolt. You go up there. Wind. Start moving forward. Me. I'm gonna back off. Stronghold. Troy. Pursuit mode. And that should do it. What are you? You're lawful. Okay. See this part right here? You can't get across the water. You have to go all the way around if you approach from the south. So, just FYI, don't send too many units to the south. And there's Baldur armor, which isn't terribly useful, but it's there. Alright, I think I'm going to have Leia back off. She might aggro the other groups. Frost, you're chaotic with the Nerdamies. Grapplers, yes you are. And the city itself, Prilgi, is chaotic. Okay, so that's probably going to be where I send Sophia next. Let's get this witch finished off because she's becoming a real pain. Poison Cloud on the unit that doesn't attack. Character that doesn't attack. And Vega's guarding a third of these attacks that are coming her way, which is pretty huge. So, just as a confirmation, I know I mentioned this before that I was pretty sure of, but Aisha is a priest, not a cleric. She's the upgraded version of a priest. It is extremely powerful healing, and you'll see for yourself once Troy manages to catch the unit he's pursuing. And that's one grappler dead. Trying to keep track on my notes. Where's my pencil? There you are, pencil. There's supposed to be a Black Knight unit at some point that we're going to have to kill. So the two units that I know, or at least my notes have told me,
And when I say my notes, I also mean the game FAQs that I look up and the walkthroughs. The Voltan unit and a Black Knight unit. Now, we haven't seen a Black Knight unit yet. I'm suspecting that it's the one guarding the southern town, because that's the only town we haven't seen besides the main town. The main stronghold we're trying to capture. So, I don't think I'm far off on the point to assume that might be where we'll find him. The other thing you also need to find... There's a Gremlin unit, apparently, that has the Satan's Bulova, but you can also find it west of Kotultis, so that's where we'll be also heading. That's probably... I'm gonna probably have a Godro's unit be the ones that search around for this sort of thing. But, like I said, good rule of thumb is just finish off every unit. Don't leave some behind, like I have a tendency to do in these videos sometimes. Mostly for the fact that I don't want what happened last scene, where it was a 3-video long scene, despite only interesting stuff happening like in first and third episode. And there's a Satan's Bulova. Well, that works too. Alright, set you to camp. Alright. And Bolt's having to finish off these grapplers. Ugh. Bento's taking a beating. But thankfully, they focus fire on one target. That's all the easier to heal. And at least it's Bento and not Bolt. Bolt doesn't have the defense for that sort of thing. Good guard. And a nice crit. See, that right there? That's exactly what fencers are supposed to do. They'll take some decent damage, but they're more likely to crit and hit hard. I keep peeking over at my notes, so anytime you hear me going, huh, that's probably why. Guard. Well, Ithaca is going to be the next mission after this, and it's also got a lot of notes that I've written down. So, pay attention to that one too if you're playing along, which I certainly hope you are. I'm a proponent of emulation and such, especially for these classic games. It would be a real pain in the ass to get your hands on your own. So, play along, have fun. Ignore the fact that I'm 40 hours in and we're probably only halfway through the game. Or maybe that's a selling point. Alright. Troy, go ahead and just head for the stronghold. Liberate Kuva. They're both heading here. Why are you guys heading towards me? Do you want to die? And I said you're lawful. Yeah, Baimuka's lawful. So I am going to make sure that there aren't any units like hidden over here that I need to pay attention to, because that would be a real headache. Yay! Troy liberated Kuva. And he's also really tired, so I'm going to have him rest there for some time. Lotus is so cruel. Did you see the Balmukans? Lotus used them as cannon fodder. They're not treated as human beings. Please don't hurt those nice Balmukans. They're just sleeping? Look, the game mechanics forced me to kill the units in all the way. It's not my fault. And Wind found a Book of Bane. So if you didn't buy one in the last mission, or you haven't done that mission yet, you'll find a Book of Bane there, too. And Vega. Let's start heading towards the stronghold, you and Bolt. Nope, not a Black Knight. Brenda, the sorceress. Flanked by a platinum dragon and a fairy, so we're gonna have Bolt or Vega kill the sorceress, and then Wind is going to do the rest of the work. That said, we should start getting some mobility going in the north, which means Troy, finish your pursuit. Me, I want Leia to pursue the Duke. Hogan, I'm going to ignore for now, while Sophia goes down to the south. Catultus, you are lawful. So that's going to have to be where I head next, despite the Voltons. Are you all Voltons? Yeah, mostly. I think I'm going to hold off on sending Kodro that way, though. Yep, everybody's moving like they should. Alright, Sophia, fight it out. While the Raven itself is chaotic, the rest of them are neutral, so I'm not terribly worried about my alignment in this case. Oof, lots of damage. But it always looks like that before we've had a chance to get our damage in. Yeah, if I could get them to focus fire that guy in the middle with their spell, that'd be a pretty optimal hit. Ouch. At least Morris can take a hit, when he needs to, at least. That's the leader down. And a pretty optimal hit. Awesome. Getting a combination attack on that specific character on their side was difficult. The sorceresses must be in pretty good sync right now. With the leader dead, they'll have time to liberate the town and rest up before they finish off the rest of that unit. And Wind is going to slow down and let the other folks get their jobs done, and Brendel is going to fight Troy. Let's finish off the rest of this unit, shall we? Pokey pokey. Heal plus. Just like Advanced Magic, it targets either a 2x2 area, or it targets one person and then splashes to the rest. But that 2x2 area got healed for a massive amount of health. That was more than 150 hit points. 165 if you want to do the specific math. Which is massive. That's more than one character's max hit points right now. So yeah, you're gonna want some priests. And her alignment went down just because she's trying to match closer to Troy's unit. I think it'll even out just fine. But Troy's unit's gonna keep on going until that unit's completely gone. That's right, Berserkers, whose entire point is they specialize in strong physical attacks, dealt Troy all of 2 damage. Yeah, phalanxes are kind of amazing if you can find a good place for them. There are good strategies out there where your only melee unit is going to be the phalanx, and then the other folks are behind him in a specific way. But then you have to be careful because, like, your folks to the flanks are going to be exposed. So it's a more optimal strategy, I feel, to get a formation of 2 phalanxes in the front, a ranged unit behind him, and then 2 casters probably in the back. The problem is you're going to be mixing alignments, most likely, to get a powerful enough force in the back row to make up for it, which is more possible once we get advanced classes. So I'm just giving you a hint. This is where my mind's going with this specific unit. When we're getting to the point where we can mix alignments more, all of a sudden we open up a lot of possibilities. Looks like Liddell the Archer. Notice, she has a special portrait. There's a reason for that. If you're going to attack Liddell, a high chaos frame or a high alignment is required, both actually. So you want a lawful unit to go fight Liddell. That said, she has a good balance in her team, two chaotic and 2 lawful. Prilgi has been liberated. Prilgi is supposed to have something important. The Valiant Mantle was supposed to be here, or in between here and the last town. Reinforcements have already been sent by you guys, liberated Alba. But they were destroyed by monsters. I heard a few survived. Destroyed by monsters. That seems unlikely. Oh well. Something we won't worry about. Now it's Leia's turn to get some cleanup work in. And dead. I'm probably going to also have her clean up the rest of the Bolmukins and the grapplers that are in the southwest of her, and then I'm going to send Morris over to finish off the Paladins unit. Alright, and I'm going to go after Cloud. Fight it out. We should get a clear enough shot that we can take out the leader even more than easily. And once we do that and push them away, then that might be another job for Morris's unit to finish them off. And gone. Probably going to hurt our alignment somewhat. Which is kind of a bad thing, because my unit specifically needs more lawful. But then things can always go in weird ways. Alright, we'll capture that. Liberate that stronghold. Sick 'em. Go this way? Come on. Location there. Unit there. Good. Go around. And Bolt's turn. Go straight for the leader and leave the rest alone, and Wind will take care of the rest. Wow. That went a little too well. Magic Missile! Zap. And Sacred Breath. Significantly more powerful attack. Of course, there's something to be said for a small character versus a large character, but still, pixies, man. Such a pointless character class. But it's good for diversity's sake. I mean, not everybody is going to be amazing. It's just that I wish they had a more useful niche, let's say. Wind. There's your unit. Go sick 'em. Alright, Catultus has been liberated. Let's see what's going on in Catultus. Once upon a time, during the Ogre battle, Bolmukins renowned for their combat skills were guided by the gods to cross the ocean. After their long journey, the Bolmukins found this region near the Sea of Rye. They established the kingdom of Nurem on its rich soil. Huh. I guess the Grappler is a more common class in some of the other games of the series, just not so in this one specifically. Capturing? Ah, darn it, Bolt. You're a 2 lawful. Hate it when that happens. Revolution. I dreamt of that in my youth. As I got older, I started to lose hope. When I see what you're doing, my dream may become a reality. No, good luck with that. And by good luck, I mean help! Oy. Troy finally got there. Alright, I'm gonna have Sophia head up and start worrying about them. It's weird, I have notes that there's a Black Knight unit somewhere that has a Valiant Mantle, but I haven't found it. And looks like Hogan is gonna get hunted down by Kodro's dogs. Oh, so much damage! Oh, I just love this unit so much. I didn't expect to be honest. I didn't think their stats would be so high on strength. Which is weird, because I did look up like all their stat growths and other stuff like that. I didn't look up specifically what units I was going to get in the very beginning, because I know this was a long time ago. But you remember we had to answer sort of a questionnaire type thing in the beginning, and that I said then that determined what specific units we would start with. And that's why we have Kodro's unit. It gave us a Beast Tamer with two Hellhounds. You could have gotten like a Doll Master with 2 golems too. But this specific unit, I think, is more useful than the golems. Don't get me wrong, the golems have amazing defense, but I think the pure attack is more useful for this specific unit, because you can have phalanxes that would act more like golems, but with less power. And I think they can be more useful in that sense, because they don't take up 2 slots, both as characters and on the board. And Wind is going to murder that poor little pixie and that gigantic dragon. Through a kiss. Yay, I didn't throw it at the dragon. That would have sucked if it went and threw the kiss at the dragon. Oh, don't miss Aznabel. And her magic resistance is pretty high. Oh, darn it. Have to waste more attacks on that fairy. Ionosphere. Hopefully it'll do it. Yep. And that went beautifully. Level up, alignment down. I had to say it at one point. Heal Seed. Oops, not Bolt. Wind. No, not you. Wind. Hang out the Stronghold. Vega. What's your unit like? Health-wise? Good. Let's send you forward. Bolt, are you in the same house? Same situation? You are. So send you forward. Actually, I'm going to send Bolt. I'm suspicious of this area, so I'm going to send him over there. And Wind needs some time to rest and heal up. And Leia's got a unit to take care of. Everything is coming up Millhouse at this point. Leia and the Valkyrie are the lowest health characters in this unit. I may have to rearrange their team formation so that the Valkyrie's not in the middle and taking the brunt of the attacks. Because Valkyries do have less defense than Knights do. Because this game has weird thoughts on gender politics, and is also lower leveled, as you notice, because she gained more experience than the Knights did. But keep fighting. Gotta clean them up entirely. Because reasons. Zap. Dead. So if you're watching this episode, you've probably watched several of my episodes at this point, or at least I'm thinking that's a fair assumption to make. You can notice why I was so reluctant to switch everybody to attack leader in the very beginning of the game. I was reluctant because it kind of does this to the game. It makes it very easy to surgically remove one character, and everything else becomes a lot easier as a factor of that. Which I don't think it should be. I think that they should have changed the AI to be able to switch leaders if there is a viable leader. I think that would have made a lot of sense. Now, that would have also made things chaotic and difficult, but I think the difficulty would have been good. And there's the Satan's Belova on the ground. I had a feeling it was around that area. But that still doesn't explain where the other Valiant Mantles are. And I was right, there is an item there, but it was just a quick gate. For those of you that might not remember, quick gate, you use it and you return back to the very beginning. You return back to here, or whatever your base stronghold is. I think it might straight up just undispatch the unit, too. Oh, that's not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be trying to kill him. Yeah, rest. That's odd. I had a note that says there is a Black Knight unit, and I just don't see it. It's entirely possible that Black Knight... Oh, there are ways in here. I neglected to mention, you can straight up run through these wasteland patches, too, if you wish. So, sorry if I misled you. There are other ways into this castle. It's entirely possible the Black Knight unit only exists if you attack this place first instead of second. And if that's the case, I would be willing to assume that the Voltan unit that I just killed, or I am now currently killing, I should say, is going to be the replacement that drops the Valiant Mantle. So you might only get 2 in this mission. Which makes sense. Faba! Ooh, I need to see if I can heal up Morris's unit once this is done. I don't want Morris to die. So pause. There we go. Sophia. Unit commands, use item. And you will notice, yeah, heal seeds and heal packs. I distributed those quite a bit because folks were running low on items and I needed to. So that should do it. And they faced us front and center. Good for you. Now die for your beliefs. And the sorceresses aren't combining their attacks again. It's weird when they decide not to be honest. But the effect was the same if they combined it or didn't, so I'm not going to complain. And dead, and dead. Limit down, level up. Everything coming up, Millhouse. And a Valiant Mantle. So that would be our 2 for this mission. So I'm going to send her there, but I'm not going to send her in. Like I said, you want a lawful unit to head straight for Liddell. So I'm thinking I'm probably lawful enough. So I'll put Bolt and Vega in position, I'll put everybody else in position, but I'll make sure that only the lawful characters attack, because I'm worried that it might be a matter of who finishes her off. And if that's the case, then I've got to be very certain who attacks. Vega, you're in position. Let's rest up. And Bolt's taking a weird way in because the Badlands moves him slightly slower. And Kojo's work. Right in time for me to attack Liddell. I've been expecting you. I'm Liddell Klein. I'm the sole survivor of the Central Division, Order of the Red Branch. The others were killed in the south. Revenge will be mine. Revenge? Wait, we haven't fought the Central Division except for Raid, right? You know what I'm talking about. Oh, I see. You won't admit publicly that you've been using ogres. What? You were talking about the battle against the Southern Division. No, that wasn't us. Liar! Who'd suspect General Godslaus of such treachery? Even if the General did have something to do with it, why'd he attack his own troops? You think I'm stupid? That's enough. Godslaus was controlled by the infernal aura. He was consumed by the darkness. Please believe me. I'll believe you. If you can beat me, that is. So I think that's our cue that we did this right. So a lawful unit would take the time to explain to her that we aren't affected by the infernal aura. It's entirely possible that a chaotic unit, however, being here either would think to explain that, or might also be affected by the infernal aura themselves. Sirens. Yeah, we've got some trouble here. Be careful, this is a high damage unit. And with Liddell in there, they're going to get 3 powerful physical attacks from the back row, combined with 2 advanced magic attacks. These knights are just there to bar your way. By the way, guess what I saved up? That was painful. Ice Field. And Crowd Press. They could have combined those magics, so I got lucky. And my archer's better than you. And yes, I don't think Liddell is a Diana, but she's probably very close to being one. You win. Alright, I'll believe you, as I promised. I doubted the way things were anyway. Let me go with you to find the truth. Besides, I'd rather live in a world where hair and skin color are insignificant. So, please? We welcome you. We welcome you to our battalion, Liddell. Thanks. I'll do my very best. And that's it. We get a new character. We get victory. And we get to move on to finally face the true battle of this area, Mount Ithaca. And if that name sounds familiar, you've been paying very close attention to this LP, because there's a lot of things that happen at Mount Ithaca, both during and after that battle. Got our soldiers, got a special bow, everything coming up our way. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for us. We'll continue to fight the Western Division. This is our concern. I don't want to involve the Balmukans in this war any further. Is there any way we can avoid fighting the Balmukans? We share the same feeling, but are still many of us that are held captive in the West, like our king. We can never forsake our king and the fellow enemies in the West. That's Lotus. The reason why our kingdom was torn into East and West was the resentment between the princes. Lotus was pulling the strings behind all. I understand your concerns, but something must be done. What do you want us to do? I know what you're trying to say. Are you really concerned about us? You're forcing your ideals on us. We will do whatever we can to assist you. That doesn't mean we obey your every command. Please keep that in mind. See, the Nerdamies are pretty aggressively angry at everybody, not just Lotus. And there's reason for that, trust me. The Palatinus government has abused them just as much as any other. So, can we free the Balmukans and stop the Western Division? Find out next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then.